So, Ravi, thank you so much for making time to do this. And we had a good conversation with Anoop, and I think that came out well. It was received well. So, I'm also hoping to get some pointers from you on your own entrepreneurial journey. And as we were discussing offline, I also wanted to get a sense of some of the technical aspects of the innovations, and also sort of broadly the challenges in the electric tractor sector. But let's start with how you became an entrepreneur. What got you thinking about becoming an entrepreneur and startup founder?
First of all, thank you so much for this opportunity and covering us. Um, I mean, this entrepreneurship is like I can say it's a kida. Okay, so it will not happen in a day or two. So it's a long-term disease, I can say. So my thoughts around entrepreneurship, it started soon after my college days. But the my situations and the financial conditions never allow me to go out of my boundary and do something, try something. So I was waiting for my day to come. But there were multiple thoughts around the many ideas, what can be done and where are the instead of I can say what can be done. So I was looking for the problems. So wherever I was traveling, wherever and whenever I get a chance to meet the leaders and to understand what are the problems they're trying to solve. And in general, so wherever, whether you go to a hospital, you go to a bus station or a railway station, or go to any mall or any market, and understand what are our day-to-day problems. For example, so when I was in college or in school, every time my grandparents and my parents used to ask me, "Go and get me milk, get me vegetables, and all those things." And if you get all those list of items at one shot, you happily go and get it. But if they are request multiple times in a day, let's say around 6 to 7 times, if the people bother you, go and get this item and that item, you'll be getting irritated. I thought, okay, this is a problem for me. Okay, so I was thinking the similar, the big basket which got launched in 2011 or so. So that kind of concept I had in 2007. So 2006 or 7 that time. So I was thinking, okay, I should do something like this so that there will be someone who can, if I call them, they will deliver to home. So if that can be done in a scale, so that coming, so looking for a real problem and looking for a solution for that problem is where the entrepreneurship lies. Okay, so that continued. So I had multiple thoughts around it. So I was discussing with my managers and my friends on whether it is a right idea, on just briefing and taking their inputs and validations. And it continued. And in just before Moonrider, so I was part of a electric three-wheeler startup. So where I was a co-founder and CBO. So we built very good L5M and N category three-wheelers, and we had very decent orders as well. But I had to take my exit to build Moonrider and electric tractor. See, I mean, journey is all about solving a problem. Not, it doesn't start with making money. Okay, so the idea is always solving a real problem. That later it converts into business plan, and then revenue, and then the profit, and becoming wealthy and all. But journey always starts with a problem. And yeah, I mean, the Moonride is also the same story, right? So we got a problem statement from the farmer, so which made us to go back and understand what is the market situation, where we are, and is there any opportunity? Can we build a tractor, electric tractor, from India to the world? So when the problem comes from a farmer itself, so there is no big validation for it. So we just need to realize what are the paths and ways to make it happen. So yeah, that's how it all started. But yeah, again, uh, listening is what the first point. So if you don't listen to the environment around you, the people around you, you will never find a problem. So we just need to keep our eyes, ears open and feel what it is. And then once you have heard the problem, build something that is meaningful and solve the problem. And third is to committing ourselves to be on that path for obvious, let's say, uh, the journey. So whatever it is, whether it's ups and downs and how hard it may be. So being committed and sticking to it and uh, writing on our heart and mind that I will make it happen. So that's how all this journey started. And uh, you need to have a one good partner. Okay, so whether it is a marriage or building a company, if you don't have a right partner, your life is going to be miserable. So I always believe no idea is great. Okay, um, but the execution becomes great by having a great team. A great team can be built with a great partner, and the great partners will become a single, I can say, entity or a single person over a period of time. If you're able to achieve that, you are successful, irrespective of whether you are at revenue or whether you are at prototype, whether you are at a scale or whether you have taken a retirement. Yeah, I mean, that's how it's going on now. So,
Yeah, very
from
nice. So, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Please go ahead.
No, I mean, see, I was just saying, the one question which always remained constant from when we were having no place, when we moved to shed, and now when we are in a larger mission to scale up, the one question always remains constant for us and for Moonrider is to how can we solve farmer problems? How can we help farmer to earn more, to save more, and to produce more?
Okay, very nice. Can you talk about any specific challenges specific to Moonrider and how you all have tackled it?
See, for I don't say challenges exclusive to Moonrider. Of course, it will become a challenge for us also. See, I mean, what is that we are going to do? So, what are we trying to solve? Okay, so we heard from a farmer that, hey, guys, I mean, everything is becoming electric. Why can't you look at the tractors? Okay, now the challenge is whether the market will accept electric tractor. Okay, so and secondly, how can we build these electric tractors? Okay, so it is not as simple as of building a two-wheeler or a passenger car because the tractors are built for high torque and multiple applications. I always believe tractors are not a vehicle engineering; these are application engineering products. So we need to understand the multiple applications. These are used for agriculture applications and industrial applications as well. Our core focus area when we started and even now it will continue to be focus on agri sector and build the tractors for agri use case. Industrial can be a secondary outcome. So now the very first challenge is to upfront cost. Okay, how can we meet diesel tractor pricing? Okay, if you look at the two wheelers or commercial vehicles, buses or trucks or even cars, they are almost at 1.5x or 2x of their diesel peers. That is the challenging part, the utmost challenging part, I can say, because what we are building is not for the metro market. It's, let's say, 90% or 99% it is for the rural market, rural segment. And who are our customers? Farmers. Okay, where most of them doesn't have this civil score access. So the challenge is to have that the price parity with diesel tractors. So how can we reduce the this EV costing and keep it at par with diesel tractors? That's all where we started. So when we started building, I mean, it was a very clear. The clarity is very important. By the way, Harry, whatever we do, whether it is a person, professional, or social life, we need to have a clarity. So for us, as we needed to build the electric tractors, and we had, what is that clarity? We need to build a tractor which is at par with diesel tractors, plus or minus 10 to 20% or 25% is still okay. But how can we achieve that cost? That is the one, the very clear thought we had. And then what we should do and what we should not do before getting into any action. This clarity was important for us. Okay, what is that we need to focus on? What is that we should not do? Because spending our energy, resources, money, and time on something which you will not be able to do it at the shortest possible time, and which requires capex, and which will put us out of the game. We kept it aside. We focused on what we need to build. So how can we reduce the cost? Okay, so when we started discussing with the players around for our supply, we understood for tractors the market is not ready from the supply side. Okay, and there are no, for example, battery packs. There is no one making battery packs for tractors, and on top of it, we need packs for our requirement, for our configuration. Not that whatever is available in the market we will be able to use it. And to build battery packs for anyone else outside, they take time, at least minimum 8 months to 1 year. People are saying, okay, give us 6 months, and it takes time. It is a new product development for us also. Then we thought, okay, this is going to be our core competence, because where this is one big area where we need to reduce cost and have our own strength. So if we don't build our own battery pack, so we'll be having hardly any control over our product. Because if you look at all the EVs, the very heart of the EV vehicle is battery pack and the powertrain, the motors and controllers. And that's it. So there our journey began. So we wanted to solve our concerns for battery pack in order to have the cost at the lower side. And so today we are a vertically integrated company. We build BMS, VCU, let's say battery pack and all software stack. We have even powertrain design. So we took that path. It is a very hard and challenging, but still we went on that path to achieve what we want. That is why we today our costs are at a lower side if you compare to anyone else. We are just we are almost there. Let's say with respect to pricing as compared to diesel. With volume, we will be even better than diesel pricing, I can say. But we are hardly around 10% extra now, 10 to 20% extra across the variants. But at this stage, so with volume, definitely we will be at par with diesel tractors, or we will better than the diesel tractors. And one good help what we had is, since there are already two-wheelers and electric three-wheelers and the buses and commercial vehicles, so it was not a challenge for us to create a awareness amongst the farmers. They already know electric vehicles. They know it works. They are beneficial. The only thing that they need to understand is there are electric tractors. They perform for the farm application and farm use cases. So that is the only thing what we have. And since we built the tractors, and our real testing started with the real end user itself, real farmer. So we have taken their feedback at every step. So even now we are continuing to do that. So yeah, that has helped us.
And things like the range of like in consumer vehicles, people talk about range anxiety. They talk about charging time and all of that. Are those things factors in electric tractors also?
Yes, of course. See, I mean, for any EV vehicle, these two are the biggest question marks. So if you look at our, since we are majorly heavy duty tractor manufacturers and designers, so our tractors can be charged using AC and DC both. So that means if there is home charging options, please use home charging solution. And if you are at a DC fast charger at any petrol bunk or any charging stations, you can charge the vehicles. So that is a flexibility. I mean, we consider all these points when I said we build the tractors for farm use cases. So this also we took into consideration. Okay, we cannot go with one specific. So we need to be flexible around the charging solution so that a farmer can charge anywhere and everywhere it when it is a possibility. So our tractors can be charged with a single phase and also three phase. Yeah, I mean, let's say as you mentioned, range anxiety and all, definitely for tractors also the range is expected. See, on an average, a farmer uses for 4 to 5 hours a day, and in peak seasons it will go somewhere around 8 to 10 hours. Okay. So if you look at our the 75 HP or even 50 HP, so our 75 HP tractor can be charged in 30 to 45 minutes of time. Okay, so and 50 HP can be charged in 2 hours of time. So this is the flexibility why what we brought in. So let's say even if they want to use it for around the clock, so they can use it. So they can. The tractors are very harsh, noise making toys, and it tires a person who is driving. So that way, electric tractors are very smooth. So there is no noise, vibrations. It's very easy to drive. So, I mean, they can run the tractors for heavy duty applications. Our tractors can be used between somewhere 5 to 6 hours. So, and then let's say even if it is a 4 hours, they can run it for 4 hours and then take a break for 2.5 hours, and then they can start. Generally, how the farmers use early morning, they start around 6 o'clock and up to 10 o'clock, and then evening, let's say 3 to 6 or 7, they use the tractors. Yes, we perfectly fit their bracket of application. The heavy duty tractors are built for quick charging applications. So these
Okay, okay,
uh, all tractors, they don't have the continuous operations, so they don't need a rapid charging option. But
okay,
even with
okay.
the regular charging, the tractors can be charged in 3 to 4 hours of time. That is more than enough.
Okay, so that's interesting. So you only put in the specific equipment needed, so that also therefore
Right. Right.
brings down
See,
the or optimizes the cost of.
correct. So another reason going for rapid charging is, if not, we need to increase the battery packs. If the battery pack size is getting increased, the vehicle cost will increase. So increasing a battery pack size is not a solution always. So the solution is how quickly we are enabling them to charge their vehicle. So that's why we brought in quick charging for 75 HP and 50 HP.
Okay, on the refrigerated battery pack, can you explain what it means when you say refrigerated battery pack, and what is the significance of this or the benefit of this?
Okay, so I will start with the significance. Okay. Um, if you look at the tractor, okay, so it is always exposed to environment. Okay, it is not a fancy vehicle to keep it under a garage or a shed. Okay, like a passenger car or a two-wheelers. It is not under the cover. Okay, most of the time it is exposed to environment. It is out in the field itself. So there is a dust, there is a heat, and there is mud, everything. So you name any the environmental aspect, it is exposed to that. So I mean, farmer is one very sensitive segment, okay, or where we need to appreciate and respect their spends on the machineries or the mechanizations. So for them, buying lakhs worth machines is not a small decision. So it is bread and butter for them. No farmer buys a tractor just to say, okay, I have a tractor to showcase to someone else. No, it is their bread and butter. Uh, to keep that in mind, and in order to, if we need to use the tractors, let's say 75 HP tractor around the clock, so what is that? We need a rapid charging so that battery can be charged quickly and vehicle can operate more and more. So in order to uh, charge the battery pack quickly, what is that we need to do? Okay, so there is one traditional method which we follow. The costing of battery or the vehicle will go higher. And how can we keep the battery, the vehicle cost at lowest and as minimum as possible? At the same time, we can achieve better efficiency. Okay, so these refrigerated battery packs will always make sure the battery is performing well and it is used for a longer duration. Let's say the life cycle will increase because I am keeping cells at a particular temperature below 35 degrees level. When the cells are maintained below 35 degrees Celsius, the life will increase. It will perform better over a period of time. So that is why we've gone for a refrigerated battery pack. So what do you mean by refrigerated battery pack means? We do this refrigeration concept around the cells so that cells are, when we are charging at a high current level, so the as the cells are getting heated, so we need to take off the heat. This refrigeration system, the circuit, will take off the heat generated and keep the battery pack at normal temperature. That's all about the packs and the requirement. So if you are able to do this, irrespective of geographies, I'd say whether it is a Karnataka or Rajasthan, the performance of packs remains same. It doesn't affect. So heat is generated, which is taken by the coolant, and from the coolant is again it is condensed and taken out, and then it flows back.
Okay. So it's a system of circulating a
Co-
coolant all
Correct.
around the cells in a sort of a sealed unit.
Correct.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. One last question, and I'm switching to the business side of things.
Sure.
In terms of how what you're doing is also relevant beyond India, global South, and maybe
Correct.
even in the richer nations. Um, your lessons as well as maybe eventually even your products.
Right.
How do you look at this?
See, I mean, a farmer is a farmer, whether it is a US or India. Okay, so we don't differentiate. Okay, he's a Western farmer and he's a Asian farmer. The farmer is a farmer, and it's a global opportunity for you. Yes. So, if you look at Europe or US, okay, they have a bigger land hold. Okay, they operate in 100 acres. Beyond that, if you look at India, it is on an average it is 3 to 4 acres per person. Okay, so here the tractors, I mean, if you look at the 25 HP to 50 HP is the major market. So beyond that, it is the higher HP which rules the market. So and since the land size increases, so their profitability is not a concern. So they can grow higher and they can sell higher and they can make a profit. For a farmer here in India who is having only 3 acres, how much he can grow, how much he can spend, and how much he can earn. So there is a limitation for a 3 acre farmer and 300 acre farmer. So the challenge is whether it is a 3 acre or 300 acre, the challenges remain same. Can I let's say 3 acre farmer also thinks, okay, can I run this tractor for 3 to 4 hours a day? 300 acre guy thinks, okay, can I run these tractors 8 to 12 hours a day? Okay, so that is why the fast charging, rapid charging option comes in. So even if you take our tractors to US, they can comfortably use our tractors around the clock. So that means, irrespective of geography and their farm use cases, we are making sure that the tractor is up and running and it is beneficial for their operations. And again, see, today there are labor shortage, whether it is India or Brazil, whoever it is. So there is a labor shortage. Okay, so agriculture is no more, let's say, people think beyond agriculture now. So today we are in the AI era. So everyone wants to be in metro cities rather than in village and grow crops. So with the digitalization, so everyone knows today what's happening in America. So what are the new challenges where war is happening? What are the new applications where we can play games and watch new movies and everything? So it is now world is at the fingertips. So in this scenario, we will not be able to bifurcate Asian farmer or a Europe farmer or a America farmer. A farmer is a farmer, so their needs and utilization may differ, but at their level, the problem statement remains same. Can I use my tractor in an efficient way for a longer?
Oh, very nice. A quick follow on. Is there an opportunity for you to partner large farm equipment companies in Europe or US in any way?
Yes. I mean, of course, because what happens when you have a player from the, let's say, let us talk about Europe. If someone, let's say from Germany, if there is someone who can be a partner for us for the market, why not? Because see, they know their local presence, so they know their farmers better, their applications better. So instead of us to reinvent the wheel, so we'll be having a ready solution from them. We can learn from them and we can collaborate. So in I can say this, I mean, today or in future, the businesses are not about the competition, it's all about the collaboration. The competition era has gone, it's all about the collaboration. How well you collaborate and how you make your business is what is important in today's scenario. Of course, I mean, with the right partners, with the right approach, we are happy to connect.